The rest of it was just so good, and the safety play and everything.
Magic is all we can say,
Brilliant.
sir.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very good.
Wonderful win today, Shaun.
What an idiot!
He just called you a Wally.
He's already called you a Wally, don't worry.
Anywhere but there. Anywhere but there.
No.
You were so close. Would you like to play that one again?
I would love to have another go at that one. Goodness me. I wouldn't mind, but I did that before once, years ago, in the Welsh Open against Mark Williams. Did the same thing. Exactly the same shot. You'd think I would have learned.
Did you not have the angle to just play it with a touch of left inside the pink up for the yellow?
Yeah, I just couldn't breathe.
Oh, no. You just wanted to hit through it.
That was just too difficult at that point.
What sort of an excuse is
I
that?
know, yeah. No, I was very nervous. I just thought, anywhere but there.
Yeah.
That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's still OK, that's fine. Game over.
Yeah.
You did have a go at it, hoping you might fluke it, obviously, but not to be. But let's not let it detract from anything you did this afternoon. We're just saying it's possibly the most focused. And look at that, a wonderful shake of the head there from Neil Robertson, really sporting from Neil Robertson. And it was a wonderful event. What were you most pleased with about the way you went about that today, Shaun?
I just, focus is a good word. I know that when you're playing one of the greats, one of the Hall of Famers, you've got to step up to the mark from the start. And throughout my career, perhaps that's something I've not always been the best at doing. I was really pleased with how I finished the game as well, because, we saw earlier in the week, Neil really, came back from the death against John Higgins. So, I didn't want to repeat of that. And I'm delighted that when I got my chance, I took it.
I just think there was everything. If you're looking at a performance where everything was covered, you had you had a chance to make a clearance, you made the clearance. When you played a safety shot, it was trouble. When you were in, you concentrated. We were saying there's like one black off the spot, you got in, and the other. That's the only thing we can look at. It's the only sort of mistake you've made all afternoon.
Yeah.
But if you play to that level and concentrate to that level, you'll take the world a beating.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I suppose the point is that all the guys on the tour, all the players in this event can play like that. It's doing it time after time after time after time.
You've been saying for quite a while now that you really feel that something is moving in terms of Peter's association with you. John was saying there were no negatives in the column in that book today, but you've been feeling something's coming and that the potential for improvement is now being met. What's improving for you?
There's been a lot of things, and I've been really delighted with the partnership with Peter. I know Peter's someone who helped you a lot in your younger career, obviously based in Northants, where I grew up. And it's been, it's been a lovely sort of circle of life that Peter and I are now working together. After I watched him make his debut in the Worlds in '92, it's a nice little story. But the one thing that he's given me, I won't tell you everything, but the one thing he has helped me find is that belief again. Yeah. Is that belief that actually, you can do this. And it's easy to let those, negative thoughts creep in, where you've had a few bad results, where you've not been lifting the trophies. It's easy for those negatives to take over. And of course, no one was more positive in their career than Peter. And he's really helped me rediscover my belief.
Well, it's very interesting because it speaks to a conversation we had earlier in the afternoon about having someone in your corner with whom that you can trust to give you honest feedback and to be able to improve all aspects of your game. Is this the man for you?
Certainly currently, absolutely. I'd always wanted to scratch that itch of working with somebody who'd walked down those stairs themselves and played. We've just lost the great Terry Griffiths, and I never got the opportunity to work with him. To have somebody in your corner who's been out there, competed in that gladiatorial arena that it is as a snooker player, and who's lifted the trophy as well, I think he knows when to say nothing and when to say something. I mean, pre-match we were listening to some 90s remix of something, and he was telling us about this guitar riff and all this. We're not in there discussing snooker. Because he was a chart topper, Peter, wasn't he, back in the day?
Yes. I can't remember the name of the single, actually. It will come to me at some point. But yeah, he was
Something
up there.
with a clown.
Something about a clown.
Tears of a Clown.
No,
wasn't
I'm
it?
a clown.
I'm a clown, yeah.
That's right.
I can just... Did he have the ponytail?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he had the full Kaji-goo-goo going on.
Yeah. No, I am growing my hair. But it's not as a result of that.
Well, we also got to say, you are the magician and you're a real showman. And I think the smile coming from your face as you walk down the steps, what are you getting from this arena and this event that you don't get at others?
I mean, you can see it, can't you? I mean, if you don't get excited for this, I think it's pertinent when you listen to the guys of yesteryear, of the greats from the 80s and 90s. We include John in that conversation, Steve, Stephen, and Ken, and when they say they would love to have played here.
Yeah.
And it's that. I attended the conference centre as a kid.
Yep.
I got to play there once. This is very, very special as a snooker player. You know, we remember those times during the pandemic, which, you know, no one wanted. But no one grew up. You know, Kyren didn't take up snooker as a child to play in front of nobody. And they were dark days. This is the polar opposite. And if you don't enjoy this, you're in the wrong
Look,
business.
it's been a long time since you lifted one of these Triple Crowns. I think we're talking about a decade now, Shaun. Are you in the kind of form to put that right?
Well, I've got one of these trophies at home,
You have.
and I was cleaning it the other day, and I tried lifting it. I can still lift it. So, so you know, they're quite heavy. If I'm still here Sunday night, I'll be in with a shout. But obviously, there's a couple of massive players standing before me there. So, back to the table for me.
Absolutely. Well, before you go, we're just going to have a word with Neil Robertson, because a very sporting gesture at the end for you, and a wonderful champion who's made a really good run of an opportunity he did not think he was going to get until last Friday. He's with Shaun now.
Neil, tell us your assessment of that one then.
I thought both of us looked absolutely fantastic out there, and yeah, it's a shame. So I felt absolutely, I felt brilliant out there. You know, I thought I played great. I think when two players are playing really well, it's just the smallest of margins. You know, one way or the other can be the difference, and yeah, that's the way it was. And but I had missed a tricky pink in the middle with half a chance at to get in at 4-2 to then maybe get it to 4-3. And yeah, if that's all I can kind of really take away from the match in terms of an unforced error, then I think you just have to take your hat off to Shaun with how well he played today.
Was that the key point then? Do you think things could have been different if you hadn't missed it?
Yeah, I think the third frame as well, I had him in a lot of trouble off a safety. He double kissed the red playing safe and held his hand up. He got it safe, and then the following shot, I got no choice but to open up some reds. I've got a great white. I put him in loads of trouble. Just a red just came out that he could pot, went slightly near the pocket. Other than that, you know, it's not too much I did wrong. I felt brilliant. I felt I could go all the way and win the event. But I think the most important thing, I got my game absolutely back, that aggressiveness, winning the frames quickly. So going forward, I feel absolutely amazing, and certainly slightly different to this point last year, that's for sure.
Yeah, you must be so pleased that you got the opportunity to come and play in this Masters then.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, a lot was made of it, that, you know, I was free rolling, and I kind of, you know, I was going with that, but I think all the players know, yeah, I've won it here a couple of times, so I'm not really like free rolling. I felt as though that my game is really back, and yeah, and I'm really loving playing the game again, and, you know, I just can't wait for the next event now.
And you look just as disappointed as everybody out there that he didn't make that 147.
I know, it's such a bad shot, because, you know, even if he leaves himself a shot with the rest on the yellow, he's so good with the rest that you fancy him potting it. And yeah, I don't know, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I had the perfect angle as he was coming off the second cushion. I thought, oh, he's landing in right behind the blue here, and yeah, it was a real shame for everyone watching, and you know, it would have been really nice to see the 147 here as well. So yeah, gutted for Shaun from that point of view, but I'm sure he'll be happy, you know, happy with the match.
All the best to you, Neil. Thank you.
All right, cheers. Thanks.